Also, Brother Kadash, we'll start off by giving all praises to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh. Let me run that back. Shalom is the Brother Kadash. We'll start off by giving all praises to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Kadash. To my honors to the apostles, our great millstone. Peace, blessings, and honors to all the brothers in this truth. This is a way of life, man. Polygyny is the way of life, you know? Our ancestors was living this way before we came to America in slavery and we got westernized. Monogamy doesn't work. Majority of the people, here in the States that try that end up getting divorced, having problems. It doesn't benefit the family, at all. And it's a prideful thing on the woman. It's a big stumbling block for the women. It's a very big stumbling block for the women. Multiple wives is a man's God-given right. King David had multiple wives. It says that the Lord gave him his wives. I mean, there's no way around that. The Lord thy God said he gave him his wives. He gave him his master's wives, Saul. We obviously know Jacob had two wives, Rachel and Leah. Actually, he had more than that because he had their maidens too. So he had like 4 wives. You say, well, it was a purpose why it was done. No, that's not how the Lord worked. If something is wicked and against the Lord's not going to let it happen. Period. It don't matter what time it is or for what reason. If it's wickedness, He's going to say, look, it's wickedness. He's not going to go give King David more wives. King Solomon had a lot of wives. He went off. Having a lot of wives wasn't why he went off. Having a lot of wives and falling into idolatry. He multiplied wives, meaning he just took as many as he possibly could. There's a difference. You're not supposed to do that. But let's let this play. One time, Teddy goes body to pass the wave on you. Another one to try to you try no fun me. I know if you try for you, what I say I know do. Suddenly man I come down, man down for only you, yeah. Many man they try to whine you. I don't really mind, they just they whiny. Let's see, the truth of it is you women gotta get ready, because this is how it's gonna be. And the women that say, well, I ain't gonna be like that for me, you just ain't gonna make it. You just gonna have to be reborn back into the kingdom. But you ain't gonna make it. You ain't gonna be the first fruits of the kingdom. Hey, that's on you. Because everybody on earth is gonna be humble. Everything is gonna go back to how it's supposed to be in righteousness. And even you women, America puts you on a pedestal, so it could down the man. That's how America, the same thing as the old serpent, right? With Adam and Eve. Came to Eve, what the bam, put the script on Eve. Eve ran back that same script to Adam. She felt empowered. It's the same thing America does. It empowers the woman because it's really a war against the man in your whole nation. When you put down the man, then the whole nation comes down. Same thing which will happen to Adam. So it's really like a prideful thing, but it's a big stumbling block for a lot of women because they don't really understand it. But this is Matthew's chapter 19, so let's put some scripture on there, right? Matthew chapter 19, verse 29. It says, and everyone that has forsaken houses, or brethren, or sisters, or fathers, or mother, or wife, or children, or land, for my name's sake, shall receive 100-fold and shall inherit everlasting life. So when are you going to inherit everlasting life? You're going to inherit it when the kingdom of heaven comes. When are you going to get 100-fold back of all these things? When the kingdom comes. So in the kingdom, is man going to have multiple wives? Yeah, man's going to have multiple houses. We're going to be kings and a nation of kings and priests. We're going to have multiple houses, man. We're going to have multiple brethren. We're going to have multiple sisters, multiple fathers, multiple mothers, because you're going to have mother. You're going to have your grandmother still going to be around, your great-grandmother, your great-great-grandmother still going to be around, your great-great. We're going to live a lot longer. You're going to have wives, multiple wives. You're going to have children, lands. He said he's going to give us 100-fold back,
That's a very real thing that's going to happen in the kingdom. There's a law over there in Deuteronomy that talks about if a man has two wives. You know how he's supposed to treat one, and if he has a son by one, the first one that he doesn't like, his inheritance still supposed to go to his first son and stuff like that. And that's red letter, so that's coming from Yahweh Shai himself. It's really just no way around that, man. This Isaiah 4:1 says, "In that day, 7 women should take hold of one man, saying, We will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach." Reproach mean like to take away our shame. So in that day, when the Lord humbles everybody and things start to, like, tribulation starts and things start to get worse, you're gonna have 7 women lining up to be with one man and saying, "Look, man, we are due for ourselves. Just let us be your wives, so it could take away our reproach." Why? Here, this is why. I'm gonna show you exactly why. Staying in Isaiah. Here, let me flip to it. Isaiah 13. This is why. Isaiah 13. Yeah. This is why. Isaiah 13, verse 11. "And I will punish the world for their evil and the wicked for their iniquity. And I will cause the arrogancy of the proud to cease." So that goes with the women too. You being prideful. "Oh no, man, we ain't be with me, just me." Hey, he gonna cause that to cease, man. "And I will lay low the haughtiness of the terrible," right? "And I will make a man more precious than fine gold, even a man than the golden wedge of Ophir." It's gonna be so much death and destruction that just to bump into a man is gonna be like hitting the lottery, man. He said he's gonna make a man more precious than fine gold. Over there, second address, chapter 16, it talks about how actually, let's get that, because we were just me and one of the brothers was just going over this. That's the spirit. We was just going over this, and it's right over here in second address, chapter 15. I'm gonna start at verse 31 and get straight to the point. "Even so, in those days there should be 3 or 4 left by them that search their houses with the sword, and the earth should be laid waste, and the fields thereof shall wax old, and her ways and all her paths shall grow full of thorns, because no man should travel there through. The virgins shall mourn, having no bridegroom," meaning they ain't gonna have no man. Because that's how precious a man gonna be. "The woman should mourn, having no husbands," meaning they ain't gonna have no husbands. And we just talking about this too. You kind of get spoiled, and you kind of get put on a pedestal, and you become ungrateful that there is man around that you could go to and grab this man, and then you got wicked women out here and she could go mess with this dude, mess with that dude. But when the Lord is putting man to death and putting a lot of people to death and destruction, and there ain't no man's around, then you're gonna finally realize, like, man, how precious and how much a man mean. And then that's when you got Isaiah 4:1. 7 women gonna be like, "Look, man, this the only man around we just got to him, man. We all be your wife." It's gonna happen, man. "Of the woman shall mourn and having no husbands. The daughter shall mourn having no helpers." Right? Because in the wars shall their bridegroom be destroyed. See? Man gonna be destroyed in the wars. "And their husbands shall perish of famine." So there's gonna be lack of food, lack of bread, man are gonna die for it. And man gonna be the one out there on the front line fighting. Man might have to protect his household because another group of militia came to your house looking for food because they starving, and then your man is the first line of defense to protect your household, but they end up killing him. And now you and the family, y'all left. That might happen to a lot of families. So it's just a thing. You have to be humble. Now, in this truth, we all are humble, even a man. We gotta give up heart. Women too. We gotta, how men have egos. We have the biggest egos. We gotta suppress our egos and love your brother. That's a tough thing for man to do. We have to do the work of the Lord if you want to be a prophet. You gotta get out there on the highways and byways, keep the law, statutes, commandments, humble yourself, learn this Bible, teach it. I used to have long hair dreads. I had to cut my dreads off because I was against the law. It wasn't no, man, no, I've been growing my dreads for 7 years, man. No, this is my way, man. Look, I'm gonna get there. No, I had to say, look, man, I put my own pride to the side and I said, look, man, let me chop. And the women gonna have to do the same thing. There's many a stumbling blocks. Who could be saved, who can't. You got Edomite friends and they can't be saved. You gotta let that go. You know, there's a lot of stumbling blocks for a lot of men, you know. So we go through stuff too. We got to be rebuked too. But the women, you don't have it that easy. You know, you too. You have to go through that too. And it's a way of life, man. Now, over here in America, y'all been so spoiled and stuff like that. That's why the Lord coming back to destroy this place. This is Mystery Babylon. Y'all got a way of thinking. But around the world, just look it up. Polygamy. It's polygamy, but polygyny. Right? Where the man can have multiple wives. Look it up. Many countries. Y'all always talk about Africa, right? Oh, Africa this. We from Africa. We need to go back to Africa. Well, look at how many different places over there in Africa have laws where it's okay for you to have multiple wives. Look at the Islam. Look at the Arab nations over there in Arabia and Saudi Arabia and stuff like that. Those dudes have multiple wives left and right. And it's really bullshit what you want to be talking about, because if you really think about it, niggas over here in America that have multiple wives. It's just the rich niggas. All the rich niggas deal with multiple women. And these women know that these men have wives. Like just like with Cardi B and Offset. The women that come after Offset, they know that he's with Cardi B. They don't care. Because he's rich. So you have to understand. The ones that do make it to the kingdom, the elect, Revelations chapter 7, they're going to be rich. Like just like Matthew chapter 19 just said. The Lord's going to give us 100-fold houses, 100-fold lands, 100-fold brother and sister, mother and wives. So we going to be rich men in the kingdom. We going to have home. We going to have mansions, multiple mansions. We going to have multiple lands. We're going to be governor over different lands and stuff like that. So just like y'all get down for the rich, you know, basketball players, they be having multiple wives today. So it's really like a poor thing. You know, when you got a man that's poor what the bam, then he can't have multiple wives. You know, but really all y'all right now, most of y'all right now, if Trey Songz or Chris Brown, you know, was to come and try to talk to y'all and y'all knew that he had women, y'all still mess with him. 100% y'all still mess with him, you know. So it's like it's just like a prideful thing. That's what it really is. This is Luke chapter 19 verse 17. And he said unto him, this is the Lord that said unto him, and he said unto him, well, thou good servant, because thou hast been faithful in very little. So we've been faithful when we was poor, right? When we didn't have nothing, very little. And you woman was shitting on the poor one of us, saying, no, you can't have multiple wives. Right? He said, have thou authority over 10 cities. So the Lord gonna give certain brothers authority over 10 cities. Imagine if you had authority over 10 cities. If New York, Atlanta, you know, Houston, Austin, El Paso, Dallas, you know, California, Los Angeles, San Francisco, you know, Chicago, you know, Florida, Miami, Florida. All those was your city. That you have authority over all those cities. You telling me you gonna have one wife? That's for those clown ass simp niggas. Hell no, man. Verse 18, and the second came saying, Lord, thy pound has gained 5 pounds. And he said likewise to him, be thou also over 5 cities. Some brothers gonna be over 5 cities. Some brothers gonna be over 10 cities. It's just the truth of it, you know. It's a stumbling block. Got to get over it.
My baby one time did it was a body to pass away on you. Another one to try to sit tight and love on me. I know if it tire for you, what I say I know do. So the man I come down, man down for only you, yeah. Many man they try to whine you. I don't really mind, they just they whine you.
Isaiah 4:1. In that day 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, We would eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach. Salvation to the elect. Shalom.